Well, there was plenty of beer mug clanging in Cape Vincent today as the village put on its annual Oktoberfest celebration. 7 News reporter Sandy Torres was there and has the story.
Mein Heim, weg vom Heim.
And is that Cape Vincent for you?
Oh yes, it is. It's my home away from home.
That's Petra Sattler. She says she is from a small village in Germany, but has been living in Cape Vincent for a few years now. She says it's celebrations like the village's annual Oktoberfest that makes her feel close to home.
There are so many people that speak the language here, which I'm really surprised about, and so many people that have the authentic Bavarian costumes for Oktoberfest, which is a lot of fun seeing.
Oktoberfest features a Volksfest and beer festival. She says besides the beer, her favorite part, the music. Also a highlight at this year's Oktoberfest, the traditional German clothing. Lederhosen for men and dirndl for women.
The top and the apron that goes on it, and there's a bow that's tied, and the tie means different
Sandy
things.
Coombs helped organize this year's Oktoberfest.
This gives everyone an opportunity to come out, experience some German culture, and really Oktoberfest is great as a gathering time.
This is the 15th year Cape Vincent has put on this German staple. Sandy Torres, 7 News.